on, guys? It's Dr. Holly Mays with Human Faith Empowerment Center and also Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Hey, guys, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, man, for being a great supporter of our show. Man, I've heard your comments, man. I've seen your text messages, and you guys are just so inspirational. But now I want to reach out to all the businesses that have been hitting me up. Listen, we have a sponsorship program for you. For as little as $30 a week, listen, we will give you a spotlight. We will make sure that you can come on the show and showcase your product. We want to help you grow. We want to help you get to the next level. So we want to make sure that we provide programs and packages that not only are economical, but they also allow our show and your business to build a relationship and also be able to go to the next level together. So listen, continue to support the show, continue to send your comments, continue to uplift Christ wherever you go. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and please make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook. But more than anything, if you are a business and you have a project, if you are a music entrepreneur, if you are an artist and you have an event or you have a project that you're getting ready to do, if you are a ministry and you have an event that you're getting ready to showcase, listen, we want to help you. We want to build you up and we want to grow with you. Let us work for you, okay? But once again, we thank you. We love you. And on behalf of Bishop Chronicles Podcast, listen, God bless you. And listen, we look forward to working with you guys. I'm out of here, guys. But I've been Baptist, I've been in the Methodist Church, all of that. Be honest. What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Holly Mays with this edition of Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Once again, I am excited, man, for having you guys with us, man. We are, man, listen, y'all forgive me. We're always trying to do some great things. We're always trying to change it up and make it better for you guys. But, man, we had, sorry for the delay. We were really trying to do some better camera angles, lighting. We were trying to, man, we got wider stuff going on. It's just a whole bunch of stuff going on, y'all. So listen, I apologize for getting out here late, but listen, man, I'm excited about this show. Y'all know we are still dealing with the 3 levels of broken. We are on part 2. We are dealing with the 3 levels of broken. Listen, I got a new co-host, y'all, and man, y'all have seen her on a million things that I do, man. But listen, y'all, she's undeniably a voice. I'm excited for her, man, just to get her feedback, man, just to have dialogue with her, man. But I want you guys to give a shout out and give a warm welcome to my new co-host, Jade Ross, y'all. God bless you, man. Thank you so much, man, for coming on. She's going to be working on the 1s and 2s over there, if that's even a thing. I don't think this is 88. But yeah, but y'all know what I mean, right? Amen. So listen, we're going to be dealing with the 3 levels of broken. Last week, we talked about broken mess. We talked about broken mess. We were dealing with Paul when he had the thorn in his side. And one of the things we were talking about when we were talking about a broken mess is how a lot of times we are the cause of our own situation. And when we were talking about Paul, we was talking about Paul knew Paul. The scripture says Paul knew himself. And he knew that, hey, listen, if you give me this authority and you give me this increase, I may not operate the way you may want me. It's kind of like when you get that new job and you're like, hey, man, I'm going to take the position because it's more money, but not necessarily because I'm ready for the position. And, real quickly, we kind of talked on that and touched on that because that's huge. Because even in ministry, Jay, you got a lot of people that's taking positions. And don't get me wrong, educationally, you may be ready. But maturity level, you may be trash. And sometimes you got to know yourself. So we talked about that last week about, hey, listen, sometimes it's not the devil, the devil didn't make you do it. It's not you cause your broken mess. And we're talking about the 3 levels of broken, which is broken mess, broken test, and brokenness. And a lot of times we walk around and we say, oh, I'm dealing with brokenness. No, because first, before you deal with brokenness, you have to go deal with broken mess, broken test, because you can't be fixed. You can only be fixed when you get to brokenness. Okay, because if you say, oh, okay, well, I'm dealing with brokenness, but I have not conquered my broken mess, and I haven't been able to deal with maturity-wise my broken test, then how will you be able to stand in your brokenness? So one thing Paul had to do was he had to first be honest with himself. Okay, now let me ask you a question, Jade. I mean, you're pretty straight up, lady. Is there some times, man, when you knew that you just wasn't ready, even though you wanted it so bad, you just knew, even in relationship, you just knew you wasn't ready?
Yes, I have had that. Even when I had a relationship that got started kind of fairly quickly, and really that was kind of on me because I did not state that I was not ready, and I knew I was not ready. But you know how we do. I want somebody to cuddle with, and I'm lonely, and all of that. And so therefore I didn't let that person know that I wasn't ready, which of course changed the whole trajectory of the relationship. And so therefore it just went to flames. It just went in the garbage because I was not ready.
Right.
And I found out how ready they were.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the crazy thing. Sometimes we do things because time has pushed us into saying, oh, okay, well, it's time. And that's why a lot of people stay in broken mess, because they're like, oh, okay, well, I've been on this job 30 years, and it's time for a raise. It's time for a promotion.
Just like me, I'm 35, so it's time for a child.
Right, it's time to get married and all that. Right, yeah. But the problem with allowing time to dictate purpose or what God's promise is for you is the fact that we'll make mistakes that cause us to get ourselves into bad situations, which causes a broken mess. It does. So today, guys, we're going to assume, watch this, we're going to assume that someone got past their broken mess, okay? You've learned to realize that you are the culprit. You are the weakest link. Okay, and because you have realized that you are the weakest link, you said, okay, I'm gonna expose me. I'm gonna say that I'm the person. I'm the culprit. I'm the one that's wrong. So guess what? I've learned to deal with me. I'm not blaming it on nobody, because in order to get past a broken mess, which once again is mess that has left you broken. Okay, past relationship, past job, financial problems, whatever the case may be, your past, it's left you broken. But now you've come to a realization that you are the reason that you are broken, or you're the reason that you are feeling some type of way, okay? So now you've come to grips with that, all right? So now you realize you are the alcoholic. We're going to use that as an example, okay? You are the alcoholic, all right? Now that you're the alcoholic and you realize you're the alcoholic and you are the person that's causing the family destruction, distraction, and disruption, so now you got broken test. What is broken test? Okay, a broken test is the fact that now you know your problem, but you won't leave the stuff that caused your problem alone because you can't, you don't want nobody to know your business.
And you try to rework it.
Right.
So you say, know that I'm the alcoholic, and I know this. So what I'm going to do now is attempt to lessen it down. But like you said, keep everybody outside of my business. So yes, I'll still go out with my friends, but hopefully won't nobody notice that I'll just do one or two drinks.
Right, right.
But you try to do that, but then you end up.
But you're still in a broken mess.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Now, but even in a broken mess, you can say, oh, okay, well, you know what? I'm good. I know I'm the problem. I know I'm the alcoholic. I know I'm the drug addict, whatever the case may be. I know I'm the liar, the stealer. Let's just put it all the way in the church, okay? I know I'm the stealer, the liar. I like pornography, whatever. Okay, cool. Right. What's evident about me is true. Now, I continue to stay around it, though. I know I got a problem, but I keep going back to the problem. And the thing with a lot of people is, and I'm going to say this, the thing with a lot of people is they continue to tell themselves, I got it under control. And in a broken test, that's when people always say, I got it under control. You ever talk to a person that does domestic violence, okay? And they hit the woman one time or whatever the case may be. And they'll say, okay, you know what? I was wrong, but I got this under control. I got it under control. I can shake it. You know, and some weeks go by, months may even go by, but maybe some bad news will come, like maybe you lose your job or whatever. And because you've never dealt with that, a pandemic hits and everybody got to stay at home, and now you realizing that, hey, you don't like their company as much as you thought you did, and now something triggers. Now, here's a question, and I want you guys to comment, okay? Please, if you're joining us on Facebook Live, I want you guys to comment, okay? But now you're in a pandemic and you realize you have to spend more time with this person, and now some of those other things. Now I wanna ask a question on Facebook, and if Dr. Haynes or Dr. Carter is on here, I really would love their feedback. Or if Tony is on here, I really would love their feedback. Would that label you being having a medical condition? Okay, if you know that you're the culprit, the problem, you know you're the issue, but you can't shake the issue or you can't stay out of the environment of the issue, does that mean that you have a medical or a psychotic condition?
That's a really fine line to tread, because when you're talking about having a medical condition, then you can say that possibly that was already pre-existing. But if you're saying that is being caused by me not being able to shake the environment, not being able to shake the problem, right, like I said, that's kind of a fine line.
But the environment is causing the problem. Like if you're a domestic violence,
some people assume that it's because it's me that I have to change, then the environment, because I had that in my past too.
Okay.
Because I know I'm the problem, then I'm not putting that on the environment, even though that's part of the problem.
Right.
So I just think to myself, I can be in the environment, I can be around the drugs, I can be around the everything else, as long as
I don't do
doing it. But you don't realize that the environment is part of the problem.
Okay.
But that doesn't necessarily mean a medical condition. And Jolianne Bean said, when you say you are not hurting me, I am hurting me, that's no longer going to work for me.
What do you mean?
She's saying that when you acknowledge that this person or the environment or the thing is not hurting me, I'm not putting it off on anybody. I'm now acknowledging that I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that's what she's saying, that you get to that point and saying that's no longer going to work because I am hurting me.
Right. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm talking about the medical condition is because when I think about medical condition or psychosis or psychotic situation, I think about how troubling the mind is. And if I'm a drug addict and we're using this, we're talking about broken tests, guys. We're talking about the 3 levels of broken, okay? And we dealt with broken mess, which means that you at least acknowledge that you're the problem.
Yes.
Okay, but when you acknowledge that you're the problem, but still stay in the very thing that causes the problem, that's a broken test. And even Paul, when we was talking about it, he had to deal with a broken test, and the reason why is because he realized that, hey, I need to be careful of me, but you're still giving me authority, and I still got an issue with me. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Because he was saying, hey, listen, I still remember that I was on the road to Damascus. I was about to kill up a whole bunch of folks.
Right.
You don't just shake that mentality. A lot of people think that when we're reading scripture, we're saying, oh, okay, well, just because the Lord gave you promotion, all of a sudden everything in your past goes away. It does not.
No, I mean, yeah, the road to Damascus experience was huge and it was instantaneous as far as, him being blinded and all that. But that still didn't mean that Paul didn't have to go through a process. It didn't all just end right there.
It couldn't have.
It couldn't have.
And that's what I mean by broken tests. You can get the promotion because you may be well deserved of it. But that does not mean you are still, because watch this, the promotion may cause you to still be in environments that caused your broken mess.
Yes.
Okay, so if you don't get a handle on your broken mess, when you get in the broken test, that's when you're going to have a problem, and it's going to have you to revert back to that thing that you had left out of. So that's why I'm saying, is it a psychosis that a person is saying, oh, okay, cool, I realize I'm an alcoholic, I realize I drink a lot, but I'm still going to the bar because even though I may not drink, I got to be around it. That's like saying, hey, listen, I don't like dealing with women and I don't want to cheat on my wife, but I love women, but I'm over messing with women, but I got to be in the strip club.
I have to be.
I got to be in the strip. I got to look at pornography.
I can't enjoy myself
I can't enjoy myself.
I'm not having fun.
Right.
But even in you saying that, I'm trying to change me, but I'm not going to have fun or I'm not going to feel like I'm socializing as much as I normally would. Or enjoying the socializing if I'm not in that environment. But again, that's also a part of the problem. You thinking that you have to be around.
Right. Real quickly, guys, we got to go to a break real quick, man, to do some sponsor identifications. We'll be right back with the 3 levels of broken part 2. Listen, while we're gone, man, y'all make sure that y'all share this. Make sure you invite some friends and family in. Listen, we'll be back in just a second, guys. All right. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dr. Holly Mays with Human Faith Empowerment Center and also Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Hey, guys, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, man, for being a great supporter of our show. Man, I've heard your comments, man. I've seen your text messages, and you guys are just so inspirational. But now I want to reach out to all the businesses that have been hitting me up. Listen, we have a sponsorship program for you. For as little as $30 a week, listen, we will give you a spotlight. We will make sure that you can come on the show and showcase your product. We want to help you grow. We want to help you get to the next level. So we want to make sure that we provide programs and packages that not only are economical, but they also allow our show and your business to build a relationship and also be able to go to the next level together. So listen, continue to support the show, continue to send your comments, continue to uplift Christ wherever you go. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and please make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook. But more than anything, if you are a business and you have a project, if you are a music entrepreneur, if you are an artist and you have an event or you have a project that you're getting ready to do, if you are a ministry and you have an event that you're getting ready to showcase, listen, we want to help you. We want to build you up and we want to grow with you. Let us work for you, okay? But once again, we thank you. We love you. And on behalf of Bishop Chronicles Podcast, listen, God bless you. And listen, we look forward to working with you guys. I'm out of here, guys. You have a very, I didn't even have my mic on. You got a very serious issue. Okay? I know Jay looking at me like, you didn't have your mic on. Like, what does that mean? Like, but now you have a very serious issue. And now you are dealing with, I have a woman problem. My wife knows I have a woman problem. Or my girlfriend knows I have a woman problem. Right. I've tried to get past my woman problem by acknowledging that I have a problem with women. So now I'm in a relationship that denotes that this is the only woman I'm going to be with. But even though I know I have a problem, get this now, I still got to go out to the strip club with my boys. I still got to operate in a single life environment. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a broken test, because now the test that you're putting yourself through is causing you, when you go back home, you got to face that woman with the mindset, wait, hold on, you're the only one, when in reality, I really want to get it, old girl. I really want, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's a broken test. Now, once again, you may have conquered your broken mess. You may have said to yourself, I am the culprit. I'm the problem. A lot of people in relationships, they have to be the one to say, hey, listen, I'm the problem. Now, the problem is, here's the issue. Broken mess going into broken test. You realize you were the problem in relationship number 1, but you go in relationship number 2 and never fixed your issue from relationship number 1.
That's because you think relationship number 2 is going to fix all things from relationship 1.
Absolutely. But here's the deal. You going into relationship number 2 blind,
completely
hoping that the stuff that happened in relationship number 1 don't surface.
But and there it is. You're just hoping. You're not actively doing anything.
Right.
You're not actively doing anything to do anything about that. But it's just a hope.
Right.
You're just going on a wing and a prayer, like my mama says. You're just going out there with fumes. You're just hoping that it's enough to carry you through. You're hoping that I can cover up enough. You're hoping that I can adjust as I go.
Right.
And that's what happened to me. Like I said earlier, in that relationship, I just figured, I can just adjust as I go. Now that I know the problems that I have.
Right.
Adjust as I go. And when you think like that, you are completely shutting out the fact that there is a whole nother entity right here. There's a whole nother person with their own personality, their own way of looking.
That really don't have nothing to do.
Has nothing to do, and because you try to keep it a secret, probably has no clue.
Right. Good point.
That's what you're dealing with, and so now you've led them into the blind. So now something pops off, and now the both of you are sitting there like, bro, and he like, chick, like, what are we doing? And that's because you didn't tell him, or he didn't tell you, or something is happening. Now everything's on the out and revealed.
So what you're saying is, the person will go into it still dealing with some of the mess and the struggles and the issues, and hoping that, maybe she don't act like the last girl that I had.
Yeah, you hoping you can just spot check.
Right, and it's not so noticeable, but it always the Bible tells us that what's in the dark shall come to the light. So, and I believe that, because let me tell you something, and I've learned this. My father, man, such a brilliant man. I rest his soul. My mother's very brilliant too, but both of them collaborated one time, and they told me this. They said, son, and I remember this, y'all don't laugh at me either. I one time I was going to Prairie View, and I think this was my friend. Shout out to Holly Hall. Shout out to A5Q Sig Pi. But I was in school, right? And I failed miserably. Like, I failed miserably. I think I had like a 0.7 GPA or something.
Someone said it's hard to hear me.
It is? Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
We'll fix it.
We'll fix it.
Cause she loud too, y'all. I don't know what that one is. But listen, so I had like a point something GPA, right?
A point?
Yeah, I sucked. Yeah, I sucked. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I sucked. It was horrible. Yeah.
Okay.
It was horrible. So anyway, I said, man, golly, I can't take this home to my parents, right? And so I looked at how the report cards looked that they were sending, and I went in the computer lab.
No, you didn't.
I did. I generated.
Bishop.
I did. I generated. Shout out to Wanda Mays, my stepmom. She the one who caught this. She was a little bit too smart. Yeah. So and my point is this. So I thought I could get away with it. I mailed it to the house and everything. Yeah, I mailed it to the house. Had a little chicken admin that put the little stamp on it. We all could have went to jail for fraud. She could have lost her job, all this stuff. But anyway, listen. So I did it, and for weeks and weeks and weeks, I got my parents thinking I had like a 3.6. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Until my stepmother added up the GPAs, and it didn't add up to 3.6. Right? So here's my point. It doesn't matter what you do. Whatever's done in the dark will always come to. I don't care how professional you think you are. I don't care how slick you think you are. I don't care how much of a G or how much of a hustler or a grinder how much street credit you think you got. Whatever is in the dark will come to the light. And that's why I try to tell people, listen, if you do not get to a point to where you are self-realizing that you are the problem, you can see, because we ain't got no problem saying, hey, I'm the one that made this work. We ain't got no problem saying, oh, well, hold on, I'm the one who put this together. I'm the one. We don't have a problem giving ourselves props, but we have such a problem giving ourselves realization that we are the problem. And sometimes you got to, so I had to face that. Hey, listen, you failed. And a whooping helped too. But I had to realize, hold on, bro, you didn't do your job in school, and you have to sit with that. Because what happens is, and the Bible talks about this, what happens is conviction is the next thing to change. You can't reach change unless you're convicted. I'm going to help you with this. A convict will not be restored or reformed unless they realize they don't want to be a convict no more. So watch this. In order for conviction to happen, conviction will help you realize I don't want to be convicted no more. I don't want to be a convict. I don't want to be a criminal. I don't want to be the accused anymore. So watch this. If that happens, then that means that I got to do what? I got to make some changes. There has to be reform, or a reformation has to happen. A change has to happen. So I had to realize that. So, a lot of times when people are in their broken test, Jade, they still are saying they're halfway in, halfway out. Okay, you're halfway in, you're halfway out. And when you're halfway in, you're halfway out, what normally happens is you halfway do stuff you ain't got no business doing, and that always overshadows the stuff that you really doing. It's kind of like people will always remember your bad, but they'll never want to talk about your good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's usually the way that it works. They're telling me to speak a little bit louder. That's usually the way that it works. Is that you tell yourself that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And I had to realize that. Let me see. Talk again, Jay. Let me see. Y'all respond and see if y'all can hear her a little bit better now.
Hello. I'm speaking a little bit louder, giving a little bit more bass in my tone.
Right.
Right.
So how are we now, guys?
Yeah. Comment and let us know.
Okay.
Did you see if somebody said yeah?
No. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Comment, guys, and let us know if you can hear me. But I can speak a little bit louder.
She really can, y'all. She really can.
I'm really keeping it below the 10 that I normally.
I'm loud.
Right.
I might need to give her the mic, right?
Yeah.
So listen, guys, listen. So and when you're dealing with your broken test, you got to get to a point to where you're really just saying to yourself, one, I'm the problem. Okay? That's the first thing. Number two, you got to get to the point when you're in your broken mess that there will be a broken test situation.
Yes.
Okay? There will be a broken. When you say, oh, man, I now have good financial management skills, guess what's going to happen? A sale.
Yeah.
A sale is going to happen. And that's going to test your good money management skills. So you realize you had a money problem. You've done something to fix the money problem. But watch this. The thing that caused the money problem will always show back up.
Yeah, it will. And somebody, Jolene said I sound better. I sound a little
Praise God.
Yay.
Thank you. Lord, I ain't going to call her that on online.
Okay.
I'm not going to mess with your mama right now.
That is my mama, though, folks. Jolene Bean is
That's my girl.
Yes. But
20 years younger, boy.
Mama. I tell you.
But seriously though, the thing that caused the mess in your life always shows back up. The God that caused you the most problem in your life, some ways. I hate Facebook sometimes because Facebook will make people resurface in your life, and you thought you got past, you thought you was able to deal with your broken mess, but then a broken test come. Because I had a girlfriend. Listen, I don't even know if she was my girl. Well, she was my girlfriend. But when I was in Virginia, I had a girlfriend that was in Virginia, right? And I don't even know how you find me. Why would you even want to look for me? You know, we didn't have a good relationship. Let's just keep it 100. And she looked me up. Worst encounter ever. Worst thing, it was just so awkward. You know what I'm saying? It was just so awkward. Everything in your, listen, this is why you got to make sure that you clean up your past. And when I say clean up your past, I don't mean go, because you can't change what has happened.
Oh, no.
Okay? But you can change you and how you deal with what has happened. So watch this. That's why you got to deal with your past. That's why you got to deal with your mess. You got to deal with your issues. You quit getting in relationships and you know you still stuck in the last one. Quit getting with other men and you know you got daddy issues or you still dealing with baby daddy issues. You understand what I'm saying? Because those things always come back up. They always resurface.
Yes, and what surprises, or what has surprised me over time, is the way it will come back around.
Right.
It may not necessarily be that person.
Right.
But it will surprise you how much it will come up in another person. I know at one point in my life, I had 3 consecutive boyfriends that when I met them...
Wait, when you say consecutive, does that mean like one right after the other? Or 3 at the same time?
Perhaps consecutive is not the correct verbiage.
Because if you say, because listen, because they say you got 3 consecutive life sentences,
It's
one right after the other. Like, you didn't give yourself a break?
3 separate relationships. However, there was a correlation between the 3.
What was the correlation?
The correlation between the 3 was that they all had the same story. They had the same
Were they related?
No, they weren't related. So that's what I mean about your test will come back in different forms. Even though these were 3 separate men.
Right.
In 3 separate areas who had no idea who each other was. This was pre Facebook really starting to blow up, so it was pre this, so it wasn't like they were connected on social media.
So you're like getting old.
No. But what was crazy is that, as I said, they had the same story. And each time I thought, okay, so I changed this from the last relationship.
Right.
So I'm going to apply it to this relationship. And it's like, it's still a problem. Okay, so now this is a problem. So let me adjust these 2 things to relationship number 3. Oh, there's still problems. So it just keeps building. And you're not understanding, sometimes you don't understand why it keeps building.
Right.
And you're like, but this is a different person.
Right.
So how can the problem still be here if I'm with a different person? And sometimes you're not connecting the fact that that's because it's you.
Right. Good point.
You're missing that you are the common denominator.
No matter what you change.
No matter what
until you change you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So until you change those things about you, until you understand those core things within yourself that needs to be changed, it will come up over and over again. I use the analogy all the time. God will send you around that mountain again. He'll be like, oh, still haven't got it. Okay, here we go one more time. Until you get it. Because until you get it, he can't move you. He can. Not saying that God can't do anything.
But God is not going to go past what you want to do.
Exactly. He won't move you. Even though you can look across and see the next mountaintop.
Right.
But you skip over the valley that's below you. God's like, no, you have to go through this in order for me to put you through.
So here's a crazy thing. It's funny you even mentioned that. I realized that bad weather on one side of the mountain is still bad weather on that side of the mountain.
It is.
So if you keep going around the same mountain, you're going to keep getting in touch with that bad weather.
Until you understand that when you get to the bad weather and you learn how to say storm stop.
Right. Well, not even that. Just don't go to the bad weather.
Yeah.
Don't even go to the bad weather. I mean, some people be like, it's raining. It's all right. I got a raincoat.
Exactly.
It's raining. Oh, I got an umbrella. No, maybe you shouldn't go outside.
Right. Sometimes the answer that God is looking for is for you to say, no,
I'm not going into the bad weather.
And you be like,
I'm going to keep getting hit.
Good now.
You get to stay in sunshine. Shout out to folk that's in Dallas, Texas right now. It's raining outside. Maybe you shouldn't go outside. Listen, guys. We got to pause for just a second, man, to give a shout out to our sponsors again. I want you to enjoy this commercial break real quickly. We will be back with the 3 levels of broken. Give us a second. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dr. Holly Mays with Kingdom Faith Department Center and also Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Hey, guys, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, man, for being a great supporter of our show. Man, I've heard your comments, man. I've seen your text messages, and you guys are just so inspirational. But now I want to reach out to all the businesses that have been hitting me up. Listen, we have a sponsorship program for you. For as little as $30 a week, listen, we will give you a spotlight. We will make sure that you can come on the show and showcase your product. We want to help you grow. We want to help you get to the next level. So we want to make sure that we provide programs and packages that not only are economical, but they also allow our show and your business to build a relationship and also be able to go to the next level together. So listen, continue to support the show, continue to send your comments, continue to uplift Christ wherever you go. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and please make sure you're following us on Instagram and Facebook. But more than anything, if you are a business and you have a project, if you are a music entrepreneur, if you are an artist and you have an event or you have a project that you're getting ready to do, if you are a ministry and you have an event that you're getting ready to showcase, listen, we want to help you. We want to build you up and we want to grow with you. Let us work for you, okay? But once again, we thank you. We love you. And on behalf of Bishop Chronicles Podcast, listen, God bless you. And listen, we look forward to working with you guys. I'm out of here, guys. What's going on, everybody? We are back. Once again, guys, we're dealing with the 3 levels of broken. Part 2, we're dealing with broken test. Last week, we dealt with broken mess. Listen, I am joined by my co-host, Miss Jade Ross. What's going on? Hey, listen, guys, we're having a great conversation about broken test. And what did your mama say?
My mother said sometimes people just will peep on Facebook to see how you're doing without you in their lives. Most are wanting to see you miserable or in hard times. And what she's meaning by that is that even before the advent of Facebook, the people that you had the most problems with, sometimes they will investigate or inquire as to your whereabouts and how you're doing, just to be able to see how you're functioning without them in your life. Because maybe you made them such a huge integral part of your life, or you made them feel like that you would not be able to function without them in your life. And so sometimes the test can come back around that way. Sometimes your words can come back to bite you.
I agree with that.
In certain circumstances, sometimes that is the test. Is the person saying, "I'm going to deliberately go back and lay on the sugar coating or whatever it is I need to do to get back into that person's life to see how they deal with it." Some people, unfortunately, think that way.
Well, no, I completely understand that, because I think that's what Facebook is for. Mark Zuckerberg, I think that's his name. Listen, I think he did that because he really just wanted to peep out some old flames. Because, I mean, real talk, because Facebook is
the sole reason.
No, I'm just saying it got something to do with it. Because, listen, man, Facebook is the number one way, to get yourself in trouble. But it's the number one way, man, to check up on somebody just to realize whether you're doing good or bad. Because, check this out. If I check up on an old girlfriend and I'm expecting her to do bad, but she doing great and I'm doing bad, I'm going to tell you, I'm feeling some type of way, right? Mm-hmm. But watch this. That's how broken test comes in. Because, listen, everything that you've done will come back, and it will test you to see where you are today.
Yes.
It will test you to see where you are
Yes.
today. And I think that's where people get it jacked up at, because we'll say, oh, okay, well, nah, man, I'm over her. Yeah, you may be over her, but you're not over what y'all had. And if you ain't got with that, if you ain't got what y'all had in this relationship, guess what? It's gonna test you now. Because I had a homeboy, man. He had a pretty good relationship with this chick back when we was in the military, and I thought they were doing really good. But he messed up. He did. He cheated on her like 7 times, and then yeah, it was a lot. And then so she was like, hey, enough is enough. I'm done. Da 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 da. Da. So she moves on. He moves on. Well, this Facebook thing comes out, and of course you can check up on folks. Everybody from their grandmama to their mama got a Facebook page, active or non-active, and he checked up on it. And he found out that she married a lawyer. And she ended up, now she's still in the military. Okay. But she married a lawyer. She got this nice house. She boasts about this real estate business she got. She driving, I think, a Maserati. And he's still driving that 2003 pickup truck. That's still clucking along. And, his wife don't look like he thought she was going to look. And, and you start comparing and you're like, man, now and watch this. When you have to deal with your past, it lets you know where you are in your present. It really does. Yeah. When you have to deal with what you have lost, you have to deal with it in your and that's what we call a broken test. The things that are testing you, that are leaving you broken, they're leaving you beat down because you never cleared the air. You never got past that. You see what I'm saying? And you hoped, and we talked about this earlier. You hope that time would say, oh, okay, you know what? Time has cleared the hurt, the pain, the distraughtness, whatever the case may be, until it shows back up. And now that it shows back up, if she never would have looked, or he would have never looked her up, or she looked him up, or whatever the case may be, you never would have had a self-reality moment that your life is crap. And now you messed up. So now you got to go back to your current situation and realize and explain, or at least talk about to your current situation that you messed up. And now you can't say too much, because you'll make the current situation feel like this ain't really.
Well, you'll make them feel like that. So you'll make them feel like that you settled for them.
Absolutely. Because you never dealt with the broken mess. You never dealt with, and I know a lot of people, Jay, to be honest with you, that all they really had to do was go back and apologize.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? I messed up. I was wrong. And listen, isn't that so true even with God? Even all you really had to do was just go and say, God, I'm sorry. I won't do that again. That's called repentance. And watch this. When I say I'm sorry and I say I won't do that again, then what's that? That's repentance. So that means repentance means to turn away from. Yes. And a lot of times we say we're sorry, but we don't turn away from. We still looking dead at it. And that's why broken mess ends up with a broken test. And now you got test situations that are testing you, that are causing you hurt, harm, danger, disruption, distraction, malfunction. Yeah. It's causing you all these things because now you're in a present situation, and because let me say this real quick, and I'm going to turn it over to you, Jay. Let me say this. And my doctorate degree is in pastoral counseling. And one of the things we learn when we're dealing with philosophy as a whole is we have to understand the what they call the triangle of the brain. Okay, the triangle of the brain. The brain has triangular type function. Okay, and I'm not going to go into it too much. We could do that, y'all call me and I got you. Okay, but one of the triangle functions is memory. It's memory. Okay, because sometimes we try to suppress memory. We try to say, oh, okay, well, I don't want to remember that no more, as if it never happened. But watch this. The memories are still in existence. What that means is you have a memory of your husband beating on you. You're not married no more, but your husband is still alive. So the memory is still there, even though you tried to trick your brain into saying, oh, we call it forgetting. But you can't forget. And the problem with being in a broken test and saying, wait, hold on, this situation is now testing me and it's leaving me in a vulnerable situation. The problem with that is, and I talk about this all the time, you can release the vulnerability of yourself by exposure. By saying, I'm not going to treat the memory as if it didn't happen. I'm not going to act like I had to go back to my son's mother and I had to explain to her that I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong at how I treated her and my son. I was wrong at distance. I was wrong at how I handled the situation from transitioning from her to my now wife. I had to wrong. And even though we didn't have a sexual relationship, we had a psychological relationship because there was a child involved. And I handled that wrong. But our relationship did not get better. Relationship even between me, her, and my son didn't get better until I had to go back and restore.
Yes.
Okay, I had to restore what was broken. Okay, because if it's broken in her, watch this now. Anybody that you've connected to sexually, I'm gonna help you with this. Anybody that you've connected to sexually, when they're broken, you're broken in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yes.
Okay, that's why it's called ungodly soul ties. Okay, soul ties, ties, binding, connecting. Okay, and what hurts her hurts you. You may not admit it, but when she's around, you hurt like they hurt. Okay, so when we're talking about broken tests, guys, we got. And let me ask you a question, okay? Because you're a woman, so let me ask you this: is there anybody that you've ever said, if I had a chance to do this over with, I would?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, watch this. Now, if you said yes to this situation, but if you were in a current situation, would you still say yes? See, so here, this is why I'm saying this. That's a hard question, right? But without the situation, you would automatically be like, yeah, right?
Yes, if I could redo 2005 and the question to move to Iowa, that person knows what I mean. I would.
Okay, so watch this. Now, I'm going to show y'all something psychologically. And as I mentioned earlier, the psychosis of it. Mm-hmm. Technically, if I input or implant a barrier into your decision, which say you're in a current relationship, and I ask that same question, psychologically and emotionally, you still want to say yes.
Of course.
Wait, but hold on, watch this. But you will say no.
Because of this person.
Absolutely. So now the person is not, oh, okay, this is my destiny, my promise, my premise. This is now a roadblock. Mm-hmm. So how long is it before you start acknowledging that this is a roadblock and not what I'm supposed to be? And the reason why I bring it up, because in a broken test, sometimes that's what we do. We'll put barriers to try to say, oh, okay, the barrier is between my present and my memory. It's a barrier between what I know I should have done or what I need to go back and fix and what I'm doing now. And Lord forbid the person that you were talking about from Iowa doesn't show back up in your life and put pressure on you.
To do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you didn't fix it. It's still an open window. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to help some people understand that there are some things that you need to go back and fix when it comes to you going. A lot of times, the difference between being, watch this now, between being a $100,000 a year earner and a $20,000 a year earner is what you let go. Yeah. It's what you let go. And when I say what you let go, I mean people, places, things, ideas, mindsets, habits. You see, it's those things. But sometimes we carry those things with us. And we say, I can deal with it. Like that dope addict. Hey, man, no, man, I don't do drugs no more, man. But I smoke a little weed every now and then. Or I get out with the fellas and we snort a little bit every day. But
it's not as bad as it used to be, though.
Well.
See, but that's the qualifier some people make.
But yeah. It's not as bad as it used to be. Right.
So that's why I can handle this little bit.
Right.
And you're like, no, you can't handle that.
Right. So.
But yeah, your current situation, if you look at it as a barrier too, like you said, between your present and memory. But sometimes memory can mess you up.
Oh, absolutely.
Memory can mess you up because you will blot out the bad stuff. Like, and being that person with Iowa, every couple of years or so, a random conversation will turn into, well, you didn't come to Iowa when I asked you. And we go round and round about it all the time. Now it's more funny now. Of course, in those first couple of years after, it wasn't funny. But we go round and round about it now because we always say, what would our lives be had I just said yes?
Right.
Had I just said, I don't have any children. I'm not really connected to anything but my family. I can move to Iowa. There's still phones. There's still planes and automobiles.
There's video chat.
Well, at that time, video chat was... But
I'm talking about now.
well, now, right, exactly. But we, I mean, I can't go back. We can't go back. He and I are two different people now. Even now, like people still see us together now, and they still say, "Wow, why are y'all not together?" Still, after all this time, we're like, because we have realized over the.
I'm finna get in your business, y'all. Is he
Go ahead.
married?
No, he's not married.
You married?
No.
He got kids?
Here's the thing. Yes, and here's the thing. His kids are now grown. Now I have known these babies.
What is this
since they
dude?
were
70?
7.
What is he? 70?
No, he's only a little bit older than me. I'm 35.
And you say they
so
grown?
well, yeah, he had them young. So
When he was
his
10?
kids, I don't mean they're grown like they're 25 and he's 40.
Oh,
mean that.
like Jesus
No,
Christ.
No, I mean that he is near 40 and his children are 18 and 19.
Got it.
So-
I can dig that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
I got
have
you.
looked at these babies since they were itty bitty,
Right.
since they were 6 to 7. And so over the years, people have asked, and this has been 15 years, and so people have asked us over and over, why y'all work so well together? Like when he and I are in the same room, it's a flow, it's a vibe. But we have realized over the years that just those two components does not a relationship make.
I get that.
And not a marriage make. And I love him to death, and he'll tell anybody, I love Jay. We have this thing where he always says, you mine, right? At the end of the day, you know what's up. But we really can't say that necessarily. But yeah, it is a memory, and it's something that we always rehash. But at the same time, we cannot change it. But thankfully, over the years, we have been able to identify what would have worked and would not have worked.
Right. I feel that. Listen.
Because had I moved up there, I would not have changed the things he wanted me to change, and he would not have changed the things I would want him to change. And we know that now. But then we were just like, no, it's gonna work, and it's
I can dig it.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
I can dig it. Listen, guys, real quickly, I just want to give a shout out to some sponsors, man, if y'all don't mind, man. I really want to give a shout out, man, to a lot of the sponsors, man, that make this thing happen. I want to give a shout out to the team of money coaches. That's Ebony Thomas. You can catch her on Facebook at Ebony Money Coach Thomas. You can call her at 334-430-7078. She specializes in life insurance. And trust me, the way things are going now in society, you need tons of life insurance, all right? Fixed annuities. Let me tell you something about fixed annuities, man. They saved my life. I'm telling you. So don't depend on your 401k plan. You really need to make sure that you have some other investments, fixed annuities, IRA accounts. Those things really start broadening your horizons when it comes to your financial stability. And also property protection. A lot of times we have houses, we have businesses, and we don't protect them. We don't get business insurance. Shout out to Angela. We don't get a lot of business insurance. And sometimes when people sue you, and nowadays people sue you for anything, hey, listen, they will come after your property, so you need property protection. And if you have a small business and you just need somebody to help mentor and coach you, her and her team can actually do that. Prestige Creations, listen, I love these guys, man. My man Shannon Foreman and his family, man, they made this awesome shirt that I have, guys. Man, it's called Appointed Apparel, and I'm wearing it right now, guys. It says Appointed, Anointed, and Elected. All right, and just an awesome job that they've done, man. Get in touch with those guys if you need hats done, you need shirts done, you need bags done, you need mugs done, whatever. If you got a logo and you have a vision, they can put the two together, and guess what? They can put it on anything you need it. So you can shout out to those guys at Prestige Creation at gmail.com. Once again, man, I put my stamp of approval on those guys. Their logo is their slogan is where perception meets reality. I love it, man. Also, man, want to give a shout out to WPS Studios. That's where we're on location, and every single day, actually, you want to call it, yeah, every single day. Located at 900 East Beltline Road, DeSoto, Texas, 75115. Listen, Dr. Vidal Warren, man, listen, he's family, he's my spiritual father, but listen to me, guys. I'm telling you, man, they got a whole setup in here. Whether you want to do a commercial, whether you got a show idea, whether you want to, they even got church services. Like if you're a church and you need to have a place to worship, they got a chapel in here. I mean, it's a one-stop shop for an entrepreneur. It really is. So listen, get in touch with those guys. Again, over at 900 East Beltline Road. That's in DeSoto, Texas, 75115. They specialize in filming, photography, videography, and once again, church services if you need them. And of course, JSE Productions. I would be remiss to not talk about these guys. They are responsible for all the graphics, the intro, the outro, the flyers. I mean, Sophia Edwards is just awesome, man. Y'all really got to link up with her. 214-916. Was it 916, 915? 916-8657. Man, but listen, they are awesome. She's just been, ever since she did my first graphics, I was hooked. So if you guys like the graphics that you see on my shows, if you like the flyers that we display, man, I'm telling you, get with JSE Productions. You can holler at it at jsepproductions@gmail.com. Listen, I'd be remiss not to ask you guys to go check us out on our Facebook page at Bishop Chronicles Podcast and our Instagram page at Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Do me a favor. Do not forget to go subscribe to our YouTube channel at Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Listen, this was a fun show, Jade. I appreciate you. I really do. Listen, guys, y'all know what time it is right now, man. It is time, guys, for my final thoughts, man. My final thoughts. And, Jade, I'm going to have you help me with this. Can you hand me those books over there right behind you? Awesome. Guys, we're in my final thoughts. Check it out. So real quickly, guys, y'all know every single week, man, I love to give you guys some things that I'm doing, some books, man, that I think you guys should check out, man. Obviously, I'm going to show you guys. Make sure you guys go get my 2 books, Unlocking Your Purpose-Given Culture and The Get Pumped Up Theory. I'm telling you, man, these jokers are, man, I'm telling you, great study. You can circle them. You can circle in it. You can highlight it, man. Great principles and points in here as well. Man, I am excited. Let me see if I got, did I have another book in here?
I don't see one.
Do you not see another book? Did I not?
No, sir.
No? Okay, cool. Listen, that's okay. Listen, these 3 things right here, guys, and I know they're old, okay? But if you are a Bible studier, okay, and you like learning, okay, these are old, okay? But they're still on Amazon.com. I have got used to studying from them. They are called Gloryland's New Christian Series. Gloryland New Christian Series. Watch this now. They have all the way from lessons 1 all the way to like 12. Okay? This is just 3, 4, and 2. I left 1 at the house. All right? But listen, I do a lot of my studies. Now watch this. The series that I have is called The Doctrines of Salvation. The Doctrines of Salvation. I'm telling you, this is a study booklet. This is something that's going to enhance your life. It's going to enhance your studying, your teaching. If you are a pastor, it's going to help you grow and develop your people. So listen, I'm telling you, make sure that you go and do it. So other than that, man, Jade, hey, you had a good time?
I did.
Awesome.
I had a wonderful time.
Awesome, guys. Listen, guys, I got Jade here every week, man. So listen, if y'all enjoyed the comments, man, we encourage y'all to share this and invite this man again, man. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
Yes.
If you would like to be a blessing to this show, man, we are encouraging each and every person to be a blessing, to sow a seed so that we could go to another level. We are trying to get this on mainstream TV, guys. We're looking at doing a radio show and a talk show all at the same time, guys. So we need your help with that. So we're just asking if you could help us out and show some love by sowing a $20 seed, and you could do that. And Jay, can you type that in? You can do that through our Cash App at Dr. Holly Mays, $ at Dr. Holly. I'm sorry, $ Dr. Holly Mays. Okay, listen, I'm telling you, man. Your dollars will not go in vain. We are here to not only equip the community with information, but also bring out new points of views as well. So listen, if you could sow a $20 seed, we're looking for 10 people to sow a $20 seed. 10 people to sow a $20 seed. You can do that via Cash App at $ Dr. Holly Mays. Listen, I'm about to get out of here, man. Y'all say bye to Jade. Already. Listen, guys, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Remember to uplift Christ wherever you go. And remember to make the rest of your day the best of your day. I love you guys with the love of the Lord. I am out of here. I've been Baptist, I've been in the Methodist church, all of that.